Hey, Latanya, how is everybody? I've been on a hiatus. Did everybody miss me? Been gone for like 2 weeks. Um, hope everybody is doing well. I've been doing great and been enjoying life. Not focusing on Donald Trump. You know, God is the head of my life. So, you know, I don't want to hear no more talk about Trump every day. Uh, anyway, Carmela Anthony. See, this is. Can everybody hear me? Hey, Latanya, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, because you said amen. Okay. See, this is what I have a problem with people. Everybody tends to forget when they were a teenager, when they were getting bullied, and I know as a parent, I taught my son somebody bully him or somebody mess with him, you better do what you need to do by any means necessary to protect yourself. Okay? So, what I'm hearing, they want to come up with this boy was trespassing. He shouldn't have been in this tent. He shouldn't have did this. Well, he shouldn't have been getting bullied. Okay? And most kids carry weapons. I mean, as teenagers, didn't y'all carry something to protect yourself? You know, people, they seem to forget, like, what happened when they were growing up. Okay? Now, if this kid felt like he was being bullied or intimidated, and if he wanted to carry him a knife, then God dang it, he can carry him a knife. Okay? Uh, I'm so sick of hearing everything from A to Z. He shouldn't have been in that tent. He shouldn't have been there. Okay. Well, he shouldn't have been bullied. He shouldn't have felt like he needed to stab somebody. Okay. Now, they got all of this outrage for this kid. Well, what about Trayvon Martin? What about all these other people? We don't even know what happened to them. Like, this is crazy. And so what if the boy said, I was defending myself? He has the right to say that. If he felt like he was being bullied, and our race of people, we're always a threat to somebody. So you mean to tell me that uh, somebody can't be a threat to us? So these kids, the twin brothers, they couldn't have been a threat to him. But they're quick and in a hurry to justify shootings, unaliving people, and they'll say, "Oh, well, I feared for my life. I was threatened." So what's the difference with Camilla feeling this way? I'm a student, smart kid, You know, what's wrong with him feeling threatened, intimidated, or fearing for his life? I mean, I'm sorry that a kid died. I mean, he was unalive. I'm pretty sure the kid did not mean to actually do this. But you know, when you fight, you know, something happens. Something happens. And, you know, it's horrible, but I'm sick of every day in the news. Uh, he was trespassing. He shouldn't have been in that tent. He was carrying a knife. I think these are typical things that teenagers do now, right? I mean, I carried mace and a switchblade on me. I mean, it's sad that somebody was unalive, okay? And my condolences to the family. But they say that these twin brothers were like the high school bullies, you know? They were twins and they ran around intimidating people, okay? So, at the end of the day, if Mr. Carmelo Anthony, a young, smart, brilliant high school honor roll student, if he felt intimidated and threatened, my God, by all means, he had that right. See, y'all like to pick and choose y'all outrage and stuff. Ooh, I just can't. I mean, of course, oh my goodness. Of course, we do not want, you know, teenagers to be unaliving people. We don't want this, you know. Again, I mean, I do not condone violence. I do not. But when you're in a situation, you have to do what you have to do by any means necessary. So I'm riding with Carmelo. I don't want to hear nothing about he was trespassing. He shouldn't have been in no tent. It was raining. You know, he shouldn't have been where he was at. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. None of that. Okay, all right. Hey, Shatika, you know, I just can't with people. And this is a good kid. A good kid. And, like I said, if Carmelo felt threatened, intimidated, he has the right to feel that way. And they act like it's a crime because he was carrying a little knife. Oh my God. I mean, just unbelievable. Like, most people walk around with some type of protection nowadays. I mean, this is crazy. Oh, he murdered him. He he did this. he did that. Well, y'all didn't have this outrage. Trayvon Martin couldn't. We still don't know what happened to him. You know, Breonna Taylor, all of these different people. You know, uh, people that have been unalived because somebody said that they feared for their life. They were intimidated. It worked for other people. So now that Carmelo, uh, now that he is saying this, so it can't work for him. It can't work for him. Yeah, yeah, it can't work for him, but it can work for everybody else. Because if it was the other way around, uh, you know, a lot of young black boys have been unalive because someone said that they feared for their life because of their color. They were intimidated just because of the color of their skin. And so y'all act like this boy can't have the same type of feelings, you know. And this boy is gonna have to live with this for the rest of his life, you know, because he felt intimidated by two twin brothers. And, you know, let me tell you something. I know most parents done told they kids when they kids used to come home and somebody was picking on them. What did y'all parents tell y'all? You better go back out there and you better kick some ass or I'm gonna kick your ass. If somebody was bullying you, being picked on. Yeah, I tell you, I've never seen such hypocrites in my life, such selective outrage. People tend to forget what they did when they were 17. Um, I mean, they coming up, he was trespassing. They tell me that it was raining, so he was under a tent. He shouldn't have been there. Oh my God. They come up with everything to make this kid look bad. They're coming up with every type of excuse. I hope bullies will learn a lesson from this. You better stop messing with kids. You need to stop bullying people. I feel so bad for this kid. Um, you know, he's gonna be scarred for the rest of his life from this. You know, people is saying he's a murderer and all of this, that just giving a poor kid a bad rap. So, um, like I said, my condolences to the family. Ooh, I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. My condolences to the family. Um, you know, bullies come in all races. Um, I hate that somebody was unalived, but I think Carmela is being treated unfairly by the media. I mean, they're saying it was premeditated because he said he was defending himself. Well, yeah. I mean, we don't know what has happened, what these kids then did, um, what interaction he's had with them to like come out swinging a knife. And this is all in the news. You know, the media is a trip. You know, only thing they talk about is Trump, Diddy, and now this kid. I'm so sick of every day, you know. Uh, if this kid felt threatened, intimidated, he had every right to do what he did. Again, you know, my condolences. I know my brother was a little shrimp and he used to get bullied a lot. I used to fight my brother's fights for him. So, and I remember these boys was always picking on my brother. And my father told my brother, you better not come back in this house crying no more. When I tell you, my brother went outside, he put some batteries in the sock and whipped three brothers. So it's unfortunate that we act like Carmela has no feelings, no rights, no way to feel the way he felt that day. Um, you know, um, A kid lost his life, his twin brother. So, you know, it's very unfortunate. I mean, just they gave him this high bond, and now they've like, let him out of jail. And why is he even in jail? That's what I want to know. Why was he even arrested? Why was he in jail? You know, it's unfortunate that someone lost their life, but if this kid felt threatened and intimidated and felt the need to defend himself the way he did, I'm rolling with him. Just to hear people say, why was he carrying a knife? Like, you can't make this stuff up. You know, a lot of people carry weapons to protect themselves, but y'all act like it's a crime or it's some awful sin that he done committed because he carried a knife. But again, like I said, my condolences. Um, I do remember in the beginning, the father, he was very calm and he was saying, let's not make this about race and all of this. He probably knew his kids was bullies. I want to know why the kid was arrested in the first place. But again, you know, the law is different for people of color. You know, it's just the way it is. So they gave him a high bond. I mean, like, woo. So unfortunately for this kid, they're going to use him as an example to send a message. Don't defend yourself. This is sad, you know. One kid is unalived. One kid life will never be the same. This is gonna follow him for the rest of his life. And everybody wants to act like this kid is the worst teenager in history. So many people have been unalived because they said, I was intimidated. I was in fear of my life. Mm, mm, mm. You can't make this up. Only in the United States of America. I am not shocked that kids carry weapons to school. It's a jungle out there, they tell me. But I pray that people will calm down, uh, remember what it was like to be bullied. We cannot say this boy should have not felt the way that he felt. So, because I just don't think somebody's just gonna go around stabbing somebody. So, to all of you people that's saying, oh, he's carrying a knife, I think most teenagers carry a weapon nowadays. To most people that's saying, he should have called the counselors, he should have did this. Yeah, right, okay. Well, George Zimmerman should have waited before he unalived Trayvon Martin when the 911 operator told him to wait. They've already put this kid on the stand, made him guilty. He was carrying a weapon. He was trespassing. So they're already building up a case against this young lad. You know, they're finding every little thing that they can find to make this boy look like he's the worst kid in the world. The selective outrage. So again, like I say, I am so sorry that someone lost their life. Um, you know, but I don't believe this kid deserves to be getting all of this negative press. You know, it's like, wow, wow. So, you know, honor roll student, 3.92 grade point average. Smart, intelligent kid that made a bad decision because he felt intimidated by twin brothers who are known bullies. And so, unfortunately, you know, people don't fight anymore. They use weapons and, you know, that's the way it is. So, um, again, my condolences to the deceased boy, you know, and, I'm going to keep this boy in prayer. I'm going to keep him lifted up. Uh, because unfortunately, his life will never be the same. Uh, because the kid that we knew, he no longer exists. Because everybody has labeled him a demon, a trespasser, and everything else. Hey, Mouthpiece, how you doing? Yeah, I'm so sick of these people. They need to leave this boy alone. You know, he shouldn't have had no high bond. Um, it's mighty funny when people of color, when we say we intimidated by people, and people, I'm just stating facts. It is what it is. When we say we're intimidated or we're in fear of our life, um, you know, nobody buys it when it comes from a person of color. So, which is very, very sad. And so, I'm rocking with this boy. I'm rocking with him. Uh, I've been sending prayers. I hope he can stay strong. Um, and know that he made a mistake, you know, well, and he didn't make a mistake. If he felt that he was in fear of his life and was intimidated, he has a right to defend himself. Let me drop the link. Yeah, they got me 38 hot every day. Now they talking about he was trespassing. He was uh, um, in the tent that he shouldn't have been in. They said it was raining. They trying to make this boy guilty, you know, finding every little thing that they can find to just stick it to them. Hey, White Tupac, how you doing? You know, bullies. Bullies gonna learn. I'm doing fine, White Tupac. How you doing? I uh, I was listening to y'all the other night, White Tupac, on your Tipsy Tuesday. Yeah. And bullies come in all races, shapes, sizes, colors, and bullies like to walk around with a sense of entitlement. I bet you these two little brothers wreak havoc on a lot of people. Yeah, and it's sad because, like I say, my condolences to the family, you know. And then the twin brother, he's lost his twin. Hey, Black Money. Yeah, but what I'm pissed off about, I need to be on my computer to show some video. Uh, I'm just sick of every day. Now they done come up. They talking about now they done charged him with trespassing because he was in the opposite tent. All kind of crazy shit. You know, and the outrage. People. He's 17. What kid? He's a criminal. What kid carries a knife? Hell, every kid. I would think. Hey, Shayla. Hey, Frank. Unfortunately, the world that we live in, I do not leave home without my friends, Nine and Mace and Switch. You know, but like I say, America is such hypocrites. You know, we don't think that this boy had a right to feel the way that he felt, intimidated, and he was defending himself because the boy said he was defending himself. They want to say it was premeditated. Tell you something. Y'all know when we was growing up and we came home and we had been bullied and we was talking about somebody was messing with us and stuff. Our parents told us you better take your ass back outside and you better not come back home crying. Hey, Renrock, that's the era I grew up in, and you better pick up anything around you that you need to defend yourself against two twin bullies. And y'all want to act like it's a crime. What he done did is so terrible because he was being bullied and he feared for his life. When a black person or a person of color say, I'm defending myself, I fear for my life, they ain't buying it. But they can sure use that excuse when it comes to people of color. Man, I'm so outraged with this, I don't know what to do. You know, and I mean, seriously, my condolences to the teen that lost his life. But maybe bullies will learn from this. And then got this boy all in the newspaper, all, all in every headline every day. A high bail because he defended himself. And because he told the police I was defending myself, they want to say it was premeditated. Oh, so defending yourself now is premeditated. Okay. And then the judge, she didn't have to go in hiding. The judge that released him on bail because she's been threatened. You know, I've been spending more time in the Word and just, you know, just trying to do the right thing. But you know, I'ma call it just the way it is. Racism still exists. You know, one set of rules apply to people of color because if this was the other way around and they would have said that, oh, I was in fear of my life, I was defending myself, you wouldn't even hear about this. You wouldn't. A honor roll student who was being bullied by twin brothers, a high school athlete, an honor student, and because we have bullies in the world, that think they could just go around doing anything to people, such as picking on them, verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. They feel some sense of entitlement, and so to all of you bullies out there, I hope this is a wake up call. You need to stop messing with people. We all know when we were in high school, we know that there was bullies. We know this. We know this. But see, back in my day, like I said, we fought. If you came home crying or something, your parents made you go back outside and stand up to that bully by any means necessary, like Karmelo did. He stood up to the bully. And so they're charging the kid with trespassing because he was in the other team's tent. I really should have got on the computer and played some video. But anything bad that they can find on this kid, you know, they charged him with trespassing. It's a double standard. It still exists, you know. I pray one day that, you know, there won't be a different set of rules for people of color. It still exists. Yes, it does. Ain't no sense in sugarcoating it. But you have to stand up for what is right. And I just don't like the treatment that this kid is getting. I got so overwhelmed the other day when he was released. I was so glad. Because I don't even know why he was arrested. Because, like I said, you know, we just have to face some facts. You coming up, mouthpiece? You know, we just have to face some facts. Um, hey, Carrie, everybody, Carrie is my junior high school friend, and Carrie, we were salt and pepper. We were the original salt and pepper. Carrie and I have known each other since we were 12 years old. And yes, She's white. See, we all went to school together. Yeah, they were harassing the kid. You know, like I said, bullies is what they are. Bullies. I hate bullies. I fought so many bullies. Yeah, yeah. This is my friend Carrie. We are the original salt and pepper. Hold on. Hey, mouthpiece.
Blessings on blessings, Queen. How you doing? Big blessings on blessings.
I'm doing fine. Man, I tell you, I cried yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday,
Okay.
when they released this young lad. Because I don't even understand why he was even arrested. Um,
Because because of the story. That's why. Because of the story. See the way things were twisted. You get what I mean? It was to demonize him as a black man on the highest level.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's the first
yeah,
thing they got to do. That's the first thing they got to do once they find out that the victim is a Caucasoid male. As soon as they find that
mhm,
out and they see that it's
yeah,
a melanated person, they get to going crazy. They get to slanting this narrative, make him the biggest thug in the world. This attempt that they just put out now on his trespass, and it's a false claim. He can sue them for real for that because that's not true. He was not trespassing. He was going there and he was hanging out to meet up with his friends. He had already been to that school prior before that, so that's not nothing different. Not only that, not necessarily the school. It was not on the school ground. Actually, it was in the bleachers, and he had been to the bleachers before with his friends. So he was invited. So I don't understand where all this. They just trying to
yeah.
draw
That's
something
what
up
I'm
out of it.
saying. Now, yeah, they saying he shouldn't have been on those grounds.
Hell no,
Yeah,
hell no.
did you see
And
that
it's
in the
raining outside,
newspaper?
and it's raining
It
outside.
was
Why should he not
raining.
be out there?
Yeah,
He's getting wet. You know what I mean? He's trying to be under
yeah,
shelter. Come on, y'all.
yeah,
Now he don't deserve to be under a tent. Now he gotta be. He shouldn't be under there. Now,
yeah.
yeah, all right, y'all. There y'all go again, shucking and jiving, trying to throw us all to this dog
Mhm.
narrative. Now we looking at as dogs. Now we ain't even worthy of dogs. Even the dog would be worthy of getting shaved in the rain, y'all. Come on now,
Yeah, yeah.
brother.
I, come on, brother. I'm back. I took me a 2 week break. I got so sick of the Trump,
I
the
bet.
other stuff. Then I had some stuff I had
Yeah,
to
ain't nothing
get
wrong with that.
done
Welcome
too.
back. Welcome back, Queen. Yeah,
Uh,
welcome back, Queen. I'm
yeah.
glad you're back. Better.
But see, I'm so sick of the United States of America. We such
Ooh,
hypocritical people. Um,
hey,
you know, like
yeah.
this is this is you know, this is crazy. The double standards. I mean, they're like, they
Hey,
what
bro.
kid?
Hey.
Huh?
Let's address the chat real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Ren Rock TV. Salute to Ren Rock
Oh,
TV. Okay, Carrie McCullough said, "Hey, darling, I think these twins were bullies. How can someone be harassed just because of where they choose to sit? I agree with all you're saying. I believe he was in fear for his life. Yes, facts, Carrie. I agree 100%. She said, I love you, Darlene. Yes, we were even before the song came out. And yes, Queen, we're going on 50 years knowing each other and I'm blessed. God put you in my life. Amen. Hey, that's what's up. Salute to Karen. Carrie. Salute, Carrie. Okay, and then we
Very,
got
yeah,
Frank.
we've been friends since junior high school.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's nice.
yeah,
Yeah, salute to Carrie. Blessings on blessings,
yeah,
Queen. You TT Carrie now. You look, you TT Carrie now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Frank Meadows Jr. said, I agree, it was all self-defense, but spending the money donated for legal funds on a house and luxury car isn't morally right. Man, come on, brother. This man been having money. What do you mean, brother? Why can't he? He already paid for the lawyer. The lawyer is paid for it. So what you mean, brother? Come on, brother. You gotta come on, brother. See, that's the problem. See, that's what I don't like about black people. See, black people always want to point fingers and shuck and jive and say, "Oh, you better calm down. Old master don't like when you get a lawyer. You're getting money for the lawyer to get you." See, come on, man. We gotta stop all this shucking and jiving, man. Let that young man live his life. His life was threatened on the line, and y'all don't know what it's like. If you ain't never been in the ghetto or been in the streets somewhere and people were shooting at you or somebody attempted to bully you or rob you, anything, bro, you can't speak out for what this man should do. You know what I'm saying? You have to be of an understanding person. This man's life was on the line. He was all mercy. He could have been murdered. People be forgetting that. His life could he could have been
Yeah,
his life could have been too. Had he not would have reacted the way he would have, we could have been. I bet you if they would have been the shoe would have been on the other foot, none of y'all black people would be talking about this man. Y'all wouldn't even give a damn.
no, uh-uh, no,
See what I'm
they
saying?
wouldn't.
And that's a black
Yeah.
man, and you a black person. So come on now, come on.
Baby, they raised. Look at how much money they raised for George Zimmerman and all of these other people.
Exactly.
He, he
Daniel
need a
Petty.
million
Don't
dollars.
forget Daniel
He
Petty.
need
Don't forget Daniel Petty though.
he needs he's gonna need a house in the car because he's gonna be blackballed for the rest of his life with this. I mean, you know, they're gonna he's gonna have a record,
Yeah.
you know. His whole life has changed because
Mm-hmm.
of some damn bullies. Bullies.
And
Yeah.
y'all forgetting he gonna be going to trial. You don't think that they're gonna be at his throat? You don't think that they're gonna pull every nick and cranny to paint this young man as a thug, as a killer, as a homicidal team? Yeah. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like so crazy. I'm like, is this really happening? I mean, I'm like looking out my window because I'm like, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. This
Exactly.
kid should have never been arrested. I stand by him. You know, I don't like bullies.
Of
I
course, I
don't
feel the
like
same way about
bullies.
Kyle. Of course, Frank. Of course, I feel the same way about Kyle Rittenhouse. Of course, man. Why wouldn't I, brother? Come on now. Come on now.
Well, you
His
know,
his his
Kyle
his,
Rittenhouse,
his
but
actions.
you
His now
know,
hold on. Now yeah. Now let me add on to that too. You're right, Queen. Kyle Rittenhouse situation was way different. You get what I mean? Only on the strength of it was not a technicality. He was where he was at, and not only that, he deliberately, I'm talking about intently, shot three people.
well, no, no. See, you know, I had that all wrong. I
Go
followed the
ahead.
trial and I saw the videotape. You know, that boy, he was handing people water and the shot went off. It wasn't his gun. They thought it was him. They started chasing him down.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I had that
But
all
no,
wrong.
I know. Don't get me wrong. He was attacked. I agree. He got attacked because they jumped on him. But it was other people that was shooting too. See, that's what I'm saying. They
Yeah,
they, they was just wilding
right.
out. And he made it confusion. See, that's what I'm saying. His situation is different because that's the reason. He didn't have to shoot them people. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? He could have headbutted
yeah,
them. He could
but
have said,
wait a
"Hey man,
minute.
stop." He could have said, "Hey man," or he could have gun butt him, or he could have been like, "Hey man, stop, or I'll shoot you," because they was already grabbing at him. So he could have
Well, hell,
withdrawn.
they
He didn't
were
have to.
chasing him down.
Yeah,
They
they
were
did
chasing him down.
because he was chasing other people down too. See, that's my thing. He was the agitator. See, they be forgetting. Kyle Rittenhouse agitated them folks too. He wasn't just there trying to do the right thing. He went to a whole other side of town that had grown other people were protesting for a situation that he was trying to help in. See what I'm saying? And how can your help turn into, you get what I'm saying? That's crazy. Okay, so let me see. Then Mr.
Yeah.
Anthony went with the intent because he brought a knife he could have left. No, he didn't, man. There you go. See, that's what. See, there we go.
You know, Frank, Frank Meadows. Did you ever get bullied? Did you ever get picked on? Did you
Exactly. There we
ever
go.
go home? Did you ever go home crying and your parents told you you better go out there and do whatever you need to do by any means necessary, but you better not come back in this house crying, talking about somebody that messing with you?
Exactly. Exactly. Let's
See,
go. Let's go.
you know, people tend to forget this stuff. Like, really? I know I told my son somebody jump him, you better do what you need to do by any means necessary.
No doubt. No doubt.
And if you feel threatened, see now, you know, hey, twin bullies, double trouble, please.
Remember, you gotta
Hmm.
remember you gotta look at all the numbers and all the facts. Prime example. Carmelo Anthony weighed 130 pounds. He's 5'9". How much does his brother, how much do the twins weigh? Both twins apiece weigh 225 and they 6 feet tall. So what is the situation? Why would you tell somebody you're gonna make them move, or I'm gonna make you move? See what I'm saying? That's where the situation was wrong at. I'm pretty sure if they would have came to Carmelo in a nice way, they would have moved out the way. He would have got out the way. He would have probably moved over to a different spot. You know what I mean? But the aggression is what made it become an issue, and that's where a reaction ensued. So you got to keep that in mind. That's what I'm saying. Did Kyle warn these people that they was gonna do what he did to him? Did he tell them, "Hey, stop! I'm gonna shoot"? Did he say that? No. He just started bucking because he was scared. He reacted off impulse. See, he was
And
scared. They was scared.
who who would be chasing somebody with a gun? They got a shotgun on. He had an assault rifle on him. Why would I be chasing somebody with a knife?
Exactly.
You know, like that was really stupid. Stupid. But yeah, that boy felt
We can't.
intimidated.
Yeah, we can't help but understand that this is the fact. In high school, adolescents, all teenagers, even when we were teens, kids carry weapons. You know what I'm saying? And some kids carry weapons for these intentional reasons. Some kids carry weapons for protection. And to me, I don't think Carmelo was carrying it for a weapon. He carried it for protection. And not only that, you could tell he got some Boy Scouts of credibility. He saved a young person's life. You know what I'm saying? And he's a 4 point grade A student. So why would he waste his time doing anything other than being, a productive in his society? That don't make no sense. See, y'all act like he was just out for blood. Like he said, yeah, as soon as somebody try to attack me, I'm gonna stab him. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Yeah. Like, no, there wasn't no intentions behind that. He reacted off impulse.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And he feared for his life. But they, instant
Exactly.
work for them when it came to us. When they said they was in fear of their life.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where him and Kyle Rittenhouse have in common. That's what him and Kyle Rittenhouse have in common. Kyle Rittenhouse had
Yeah.
the gun on him. He pulled the trigger. He didn't. He didn't. Do a ceasefire or a warning shot. You get what I'm saying? Because I bet you if he had done a warning shot, they wouldn't have ran up on him, or they would stop running toward him. They would have ran away from him. But the fact that the gun went
Yeah.
up and he popped the dude because dude was trying to grab him, so that lets you know. You know what I mean? That's where fight or flight
And
comes in. It. That's
And
where
then,
self-defense come in.
everybody, we don't know how we gonna react in any type of situation.
No doubt, no doubt, because we can say that all day.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, we can, I don't care how many classes we done took, how we done trained our man, until we in that situation, baby, we don't know how we are going to react.
Frank Meadows Jr. Frank Meadows Jr. He did give him a warning. Remember what he said? Do you remember? He said, "You touch me, and you're gonna see what happened." That was a clear warning, sir. Okay. I thought you was the brother. Now you looking like you were other because you said he didn't warn him. See, that sound like a white guy right there. That sound like you a white guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you from right there. You know what I'm saying? or you trolling? I think you trolling right now. To be honest with you. He said Mr. Anthony didn't give a warning. Slash. Look. That's all like something a white guy would say, man. Come on, bro. Come on, brother. He told see, that's what you see. You
Come
must don't
on,
have no
brother,
information.
baby, let me tell you something.
Yeah, talk to him. Talk to him.
You let anybody be chasing after me. What, like I say, nine, mace, switchblade, I'm going to do anything by any means necessary to protect myself. I'm not
That's
going to
right.
be thinking, oh, oh, you don't want to meet my best friend, Mr. Nine. No, like I'm going to stop and say that? No, I'm going to
Nah,
stop,
hell no.
you know.
I'm only gonna tell you one time. Back up. I'm either gonna say stop, back up, move, quit, or that's it. This the only words you're gonna hear me say. If you proceed me any further, then you're getting shot. He say, I'm not a brother in race, I'm a brother of humans. You are being ignorant. Uh-oh, now you calling me ignorant. Damn, man. Damn, brother. Damn, ignorant, brother. That's messed up. That's messed up. See, I was gonna still call you brother. And I'm gonna still call you brother because you still my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you made your own point right there. Dude said, I'm not a brother in race, I'm a brother of humans. You're being ignorant. See what I'm saying? You say, sorry, Miss Abel, I have much respect for you. No, you ain't gotta apologize, bro. You good, bro. See, one thing about me, I'm very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I know I may sound, like I be a little retarded sometime, and I'm not, but I want you to understand something, sir. I'm not taking offense to nothing you said. Okay, you know why? Because like this, you really don't know me. I really don't know you, but I assume
Yeah.
you have. But I assume you have more intelligent than what you're saying. I assume you a better person than what you're doing right there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not taking it offense because this is my first time meeting you. But however, once we get to know each other and you commence to say anything of this caliber to disrespect me and call me ignorant, then yeah, I will be on your head, sir. Okay. I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you slide. Because you on my sis channel and I'm trying to show my sis some love. So I'm gonna give you a pardon this time. Give me let's keep on with the dialogue. We ain't
Nobody,
over here disrespecting nobody.
nobody is ignorant here.
Thank you.
See, Mr. Frank Meadows, no disrespect to you. Now, my friend Carrie, she is Caucasian. We have been friends since junior high. Now, I don't know what era you grew up in, but the era that I grew up in, and the same thing I taught my son, you cannot come in this house talking about somebody that picked on you and messed with you. You can't come home crying. Because, see, your parents sent you back outside
That's right.
because they were going to beat your ass.
That's right.
Okay?
Come on, talk to him.
Now, so that's how I was raised.
That's how I
And
was raised
that's
too,
how
Gwen.
Barry was raised.
That's how I was raised too.
So, you know, uh, so bullies, I can't stand bullies. I fought a plenty of bullies. I can't stand a bully. You know, they're making this kid to be the worst kid in America
Yeah.
based on the fact is that at that time he felt intimidated and feared for his life by two twin bullies who told
Yeah,
him
yeah,
he needed to move.
they do whatever it
Like,
takes to not mention that. They've been doing that a whole lot. That's all you hear them do is paint him as the one that's the aggressor immediately.
no, I'm
Because
not
they making it
using
because
race
they making it
against you.
yeah, I'm not using race against you neither, bro. I don't know what you're talking about,
We're
bro.
not using race.
I just was joking.
I
I
just
really was
said
joking against you.
my
I think he I think you're talking about what I said earlier, Queen. I was joking with you
oh
when I said, "Oh, you might be a white guy." That's how some white guys say. See, I was just joking with you. You know what I mean? I wasn't like
but,
calling you ignorant or you dumb. I didn't say you was a stupid white guy. I
well,
didn't say nothing to that rhetoric to offend you, sir. I kept it all the way respectable, but at the same time, I easily pinpointed that that's something that a white guy would say. Let me see. He said, "I'm not hating on any of you, but saying I sound white and I'm not a brother because the way I speak or the color I am, what was it a joke? Yeah, it was a joke.
no,
It was a joke. But you took
it
offense to
was
it.
a
See,
joke. Yeah,
he took offense to it. You took offense to it, man.
but uh, Frank, that's not even a race thing. My friend Carrie, who is white,
Right.
who's in the
Yep.
show,
Yeah.
was raised the same way.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Carrie.
You
Salute,
know,
GT. Let's go. And I got and
I
I got
mean,
and I respect white folks. I got some white friends, so I ain't even tripping on that. But at the same
yeah,
time, it's like,
hey, I have
yeah,
friends of all colors.
yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
No, no, I wouldn't take offense if
but
you said something like that to me. Because that's just like right now, if you would have been like, "Hey, you don't know what something is." Oh man, you sound like a white guy, man. Or they'd be like, "Yeah, you sound like." Cause I'm a black dude. You tell me I sound like a white guy. I'm not gonna take offense to that. I even told white people that, bro. My white friends, I even talked to them like, "Hey, this is my professional white guy voice," and they laugh, bro. They didn't get mad at me about it because they know it's a joke. It's a funny stereotypical joke that we all. Hey, come on, man. You gotta lighten
yeah,
up,
it
bro.
was
You ain't
just
living
a
life, man.
joke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, you taking it too serious, man.
yeah, yeah. But see, like I say, the era I grew up in, and I had friends of all races. This Joliet, Illinois, is a steel mill town.
Salute to
I had
Joliet, Illinois.
Mexican friends.
What's up,
I
Queen?
had white friends. And let me tell you something. We
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro.
we we all looked out for each other.
That's right. That's right.
You know, if we were friends,
And if it's raining
and
outside,
we
and if it's hey, Brashard, if it's raining outside, what do y'all do in the Midwest in Joliet, Illinois? If it's raining outside and a lot of people outside, black, white, whatever,
we
what do
gonna
y'all
try
do?
to cover ourselves. Who wants to get wet?
Thank you.
Especially with
Thank you.
our
No, ain't
hair.
nobody gonna tell you, hey, you shouldn't be sitting on this side of the tent. Ain't nobody gonna come do that. It's raining outside. It's crazy.
Yeah.
See, y'all
So
keep forgetting that. That's simple courtesy. See, that's what I'm saying. Let me cook on this real quick, April Charles. That is common courtesy that you're supposed to show your fellow human being. You are not supposed to be of aggressive to them when it's raining outside and me trying to get cover standing under the tent. Come on.
so
Hey, we appreciate that. We
basically,
appreciate that.
they yeah. Check this out. So basically, they let him know you ain't gonna sit here. We don't care if it's raining.
Or
You know.
not. Yeah.
So why couldn't he feel intimidated or threatened? You gon' somebody gonna tell you you can't sit somewhere? Like what gives them the right?
They have to.
What?
It's bully. That's
Yeah,
bully activity. See, because you know,
bully
because that's
and
what I'm saying. Because that's what I'm saying. Y'all know this for a fact. As soon as that lawyer says mention bullying, this case is gonna be pretty much almost thrown out. You know what I'm saying? Not on the strength of him losing his life, because that's another thing. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be prosecuted for the life being lost. We already know this. This is something that we already prepared for. We already know. He
but
maybe going
why?
to get
But why?
because the simple fact of the matter that he lost his life on the technicality. Now, don't get me wrong. Right? Don't get me wrong. The fact that he lost his life was actually him and his brother's fault. Okay, we can't dismiss that. We cannot. We cannot dismiss that. That's the biggest. That is the root of the problem. That is why it began when it began, because of a careless decision to go tell a young black male he's not supposed to be in a certain area when he has the all right to be where he was. You know what I'm saying? It's no such thing as a trespassing for you being where you're supposed to be at when you're enjoying the track and field team and you're trying to join, or you're attending an activity to be supportive to your friends. That's bull. You know what I'm saying? So that. Hey, I'm sorry if he get off and he
Now
don't have
I'm
no
gonna
charges.
tell
Then
you.
that go
I'm
ahead.
gonna tell you.
Huh?
I think little Carmelo. I don't even. I think he was a
You don't think
little
he gonna have no
timid
charges?
kid.
You think he gonna get away with
I
it, right?
don't think he shouldn't have any charges. But what I'm
Okay.
saying is,
Okay.
I think that you know he was a good kid. But like I said, he's a little small guy. You know, so he felt threatened and intimidated. Twins? You looking at two people bullying you?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now. It hit different when it's a gang on you now. Hey, if you
Yeah.
ain't never been jumped, hey, quick question too, y'all. Have y'all ever been jumped before? Let's start right there. Let's start right there.
Right. Jumped or bullied.
Yep, there we go. Jumped or bullied. Yep, there we go.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
And
now,
like I say, these kids nowadays, they're a little bit more sensitive. But like I said, if that's how this kid felt at the time, um, I just said, you know, he felt really intimidated.
yeah.
He feared for his life. It works for them.
And that
How many?
already and that already invokes the situation. That already invokes the situation to be already escalated. It has already past the point of him saying, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I can help these guys calm down. Let me just tell them to chill out and then move out the way." You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No, it was already past that. They put hands on this man. He was punched. They already was beating him up. Look at the picture. Did y'all see the picture? One of his eyes is lower than the other eye. It looked like he just got beat up. Come on, y'all.
So they beat up the kid.
Yeah, he got beat up. He was punched.
Oh my goodness.
He was punched
This
already.
is sad. This
Why do
is
you think they
sad.
why do you think they slapped his
Read
phone out of his hand?
Clary's comment.
Let me see. She said when I heard about this young man and him
When
telling
I
him
heard,
he can't sit there, I thought he hold on. I thought did we go back in time when Rosa Parks sat in the back of the bus? Miss Parks showed those bullies she was not going. Exactly. She sure did. Thank you. That's what I was thinking too. That reminded me of some it reminded me of some Rosa Parks type stuff, man. How you gonna tell this man he ain't supposed to be sitting over there or standing over there?
and you know what? And you're so right about things that'll trigger you. Because in this building I live in, this Caucasian lady and a black man got into it. and she threw a box at him, and so he hit her. So he didn't know what was in the box, but she come outside last summer and was talking about, I want him to go to jail. I want him to go to jail. I told her, I said, lady, you need to get away from around me. You white and he black. Now you got me thinking about Emmett Till. And so, yeah, and so we just started speaking, and actually she went and dropped the charges because she did throw the box at the man. Yeah, but I don't want no Caucasian woman talking about they want to see a black man go to jail.
Exactly.
I get a flashback too.
But
Yeah,
see, that's another thing. But that's another thing too. See, that's another inclination of racist rhetoric because a lot of black people fear jail. You get what I'm saying? And you know
yeah,
why jail was made. You know why jail was made. So you would think of the worst possible thing that could happen to a black man, which is what in your mindset. Not saying everybody is the same, but in your mind, that's the worst thing in the world you want to put on somebody is putting them in jail. You know what I'm saying? Especially a black man. You didn't want to say, man, get your ass out of here, man. You can go sit your ass down. You need to go sit down or something. You saying, oh, well, you need to be in jail. Like, come on now. See, that's just
yeah.
like the same thing. That's the same thing, just like Austin McCall. You don't need to be sitting right here, man. You sit in the wrong spot. How you gonna what like you just said earlier, Queen? What gives you the right to tell somebody where they need to belong, where they supposed to be at? What type of shit is that?
Well, what I guess what I'm more upset about
Like how you
is,
entitled?
yeah, like it's 2025, and much as I hate to say, racism and prejudice it still exist. You know, and so these are conversations that we have to have
That's right.
because for them to feel entitled and to tell them, no, it's
Yeah, yeah. The Queen Carrie say, I feel and I hope before I die that we all can live in peace and we all become colorblind. You know, it's not too far from now because nowadays we don't get me wrong. I don't think we're gonna be to that degree of being colorblind, but we will
all of
be.
that stuff. But
But we will be on a level of we are on the same page. We will be on a level where it's going to be mutual respect. That racist stuff is going to be over with because all everybody's
oh,
tired of it. Everybody tired of it. White people are tired of it. Black people, we all tired of it, man. We want to live in harmony
yeah,
and
I'm
peace
tired
together,
of it
man.
too. I'm really tired of it
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, we all bleed the same,
yeah,
and at the end of the day, we all want the
exactly.
same thing. You know, a nice job, a nice
Yeah,
home, car,
we all
money.
human beings. We all human beings,
We
really.
all human beings,
Yeah,
and we
kick our
all got
kids.
different cultures.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
know, to me, like I say, I've been getting more into the word and stuff too, and I just be like, God, when will this stuff end? When will it end,
For real
man?
though.
But for
That's a good
people
question.
to say that it don't exist, I mean, we just have to keep some stuff real. If this was the other way, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You know, if this was the other way around, you know, and they would have said that they feared for their life or they was defending themselves, you know, would nothing been said. And so that's the sad part. And then, like I say, I'm so sick of people. It's like y'all hypocrites. They like, what 17-year-old kid carries a knife?
That's right. Yeah.
I think everybody carries something nowadays. I mean,
Exactly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's come on now. That's high school,
especially,
man. Come on, man.
especially
You know, one of them
going
kids
to
being Boy
school,
Scouts. Yeah.
and,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, going to school, um, you don't know if there's gonna be a school shooting and stuff. Like,
That's right.
my God, the only thing we had was fire and tornado drills. Now
Indeed.
they gotta have school shooting drills and stuff.
Every
I mean,
every yeah, every school's supposed to have a monitor. You know what I'm saying? The scanners, the body scanners. Because even when I was in high school, we had body scanners too. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that need to become a commonality. You know what I'm saying? To prevent these school shootings,
mhm,
so this shit can stop. We got to end. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Joshua Jeffries in the building. Salute. Let me see. Carrie
exactly.
McCullough Kerry McCulloch said, our government wants us fighting with each other so they can do their crooked stuff and hope we are not paying attention. She said, my mama used to say the same thing. Darlene, we all bleed red. Exactly. Yeah, they said we all know it's a provocation of a race war. See, they want us to have a race war. We already know it's being come on now. Why do you think it's so many different killings coming up? And then only that, after the 33-year anniversary of Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? We 33 years away from that time when that happened to this man. So as you see after Rodney King, it became a whole lot of other things that kept occurring.
Yeah.
Look, even Frank agreed. Frank agreed also. TT Frank agreed with you too. TT salute to
Hmm.
Kerry.
Yeah.
TT, hey, TT cooking.
And they
TT
do.
cooking, boy. Let's
They
go.
do. But check this out. Because, and that's why I said I don't want to talk about Trump. Now I don't want nobody calling me telling me nothing about what Trump doing. I don't care. I'm looking at all of this stuff. History repeating itself. I mean,
Yep.
one
That's right.
president get in, I said, I think Reagan was in there. He fired all of the air traffic controllers. You know, um, they done
TT
all
cooking.
got in there. Hell, when the Bushes got in there, they took away the damn food stamps. Men couldn't get food stamps. Then Obama got in. I'm just looking at history repeat itself, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be woke up worrying about no doggone Trump or none of them people. Them people in the whole league of they own. People falling out, and man, we done made it all of these years, and we gonna keep on surviving.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Sure lives. Facts.
mm-hmm,
Talk to him.
yeah, mm-hmm. And so, them people in a whole different league of money stealing, like you say, all of them crooks. All of them. They
All of
all
them.
crooks.
All of them.
All of them.
That's
All
the crook.
politicians.
That's the crooks that we
Yeah.
need to be paying attention to. See, them the ones that need to be on TV every day, every night, telling us all the crooked
Right.
deeds that they've been doing, stealing people money and messing with the taxpayers' money like they've been doing. See, that's what we need to get to. See, that's why people tired. That's why people tired, because y'all keep trying to turn our attention on the left when y'all faking us on the right. Come on now. Come on, brother.
And so now, come on, my brother. Now, but I need to know why this boy is in jail. Why was he even arrested? I just don't think that he should be in jail. You know, why are they making this such a big thing? Why is this the headline news? More division, you know. We know the boy was bullied. They were wrong. And so the media is doing a job. They're doing a job. And so, you know, this is just crazy to me. This is just crazy. But I'm glad that he was released from jail to be that young and then down there in in Texas. Um, and we do have to say some of these states, um, they're gonna prosecute um, people of color no matter what. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Neither have I, Frank. Like I said, Carrie is my friend. We we've been friends since junior high school, and that I was so upset when I was having Amber's Angel Truth come on. I had to let people know I have friends of all races, and I consider them my friends. And a lot of people, you know, did not have the pleasure of growing up with people of different races. I did. I hope that the charges are dropped against this boy. Oh, Mouthpiece, where did you go?
I'm
Oh,
still here. Yeah, I'm still here.
oh, okay. Yeah. And so, see, like right now, with showing this boy in the news, like, is this really this big of a deal? I mean, I know somebody got underlined, but they were a bully. I mean, just look at how they got people right now arguing about the case. You know, people forgetting where they come from. They've already made this boy look bad. I mean, this is crazy. Nothing has changed. Yeah, nothing has changed. And I'm to the point now, I don't even turn my TV on anymore. But when I'm on my cell phone, you know, when I go to Google, but every day, Carmela Anthony, Carmela Anthony is in the news. Is this case that big?
Yeah, it is because they butt hurt. He got out. See, that's the problem. See, but that's what I'm saying. We got to understand something. Um, there is no indications of Carmelo Anthony being a criminal, him being a thug, him being anything other than a young teenager trying to live his life and be athletic. But his safety was threatened. See, that's what people don't understand. His life is completely changed forever. He's not going to be able to enjoy those endorsements that he once had. See, so y'all got to take understanding into that because that's where the offense comes in. That's where them guys has changed his life forever by putting hands on him, by threatening his livelihood. You get what I mean? He don't feel that man, that young man ain't happy. He not proud he did it. They trying to steady decriminalize him. You get what I'm saying? His family had death threats. You know what I'm saying? He don't come from a broken home. His family well has money. They're not broke. They not, you know what I'm saying? They all got, he was well raised. This man has decency, but they're still criminalizing him to the lowest defense. They still putting out misinformation about him being on pictures with AK-47s and all of this crap. They just steady trying to do it, man, and they're going to find some way because they steady heard about him getting bond. And once the truth come out and we find out what actually all happened, because y'all don't understand, that's why this young man is deserving of his freedom because he wasn't doing anything other than protecting himself. His reaction was just a cause of someone else's action. So that way you can't really blame him for defending himself. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you still have some people that will. Let me see.
Yeah.
Frank Meadows said. Oh, hold on. Kerry said, I don't think that was the first time those kids bullied him. I hope he walks free like he should be. Exactly. Because it is other encounters that they had. It's also being rumored that they knew each other before this, way prior before this. Okay, and then Frank Meadows say, I think he'll be free and should be, but they'll use it to continue the divide. Exactly, brother. See, there we go. See? Facts, Frank Meadows Jr. I
Yeah.
agree 100% with what you just said, bro. That's facts. They are going to continue to
Yeah.
divide because they want to prop up a race war. They're trying to get us to fight against each other.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And you know, I'm not mad at anybody because I'ma just tell it the way it is. I'll be 63 years old.
Come on now.
I'm
Come on
thankful
now.
the good Lord,
We
the
ain't got
good
time to fight
Lord
with y'all. That's right.
left me here on earth. I'm not going to sugarcoat
I say,
nothing.
I say, I say.
Okay. I just really hate that, you know, people, they don't stand up for what's right. I
Yeah,
mean, if you are a compassionate human being,
that's right.
people should be like, why did they even arrest the boy? People should be outraged. But, you know, I know that's what they want. The government or whoever running this country, I believe some aliens or something. But somebody. But
Talk to him.
you not gonna get it from me. I'm not gonna be mad at nobody because of the way this system is. Did nobody put this in place but them aliens out there, whoever running this country? Well, somebody, yeah, some crazy weirdo, and I
Okay.
ain't falling for it. But at the same time, I'm still gonna be aware of what's going on too. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to because if you don't, you're gonna miss it.
yeah,
It's slick information. Prime example too. Just like the brother, he told us in the beginning on the news thing. They stripped it from the newscast. When he first told the story, he said we approached him. You get what I'm saying? Then Austin jumped in and put his hands on him. You get what I'm saying? Austin touched him. See, he didn't say. You see what I'm saying? So y'all gotta listen carefully and peep game and watch carefully because this is the same narrative that we have got before that keeps this thing going with this divide.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, she said instead
Well,
of them being gray aliens, they orange.
yeah.
Oh shit. You're right. Facts. Facts,
Well,
TT. TT cooking. TT is cooking in the chat. I see you, TT. Let's go.
hmm well, but yeah, I'm glad to still be here on this earth. But
Right.
I got, I was crying when they released that boy. I was like, oh, thank God.
So,
I'm like, you
you
know,
saw, you saw how
you,
sharp he was. You saw how sharp he was.
yeah, yeah. And I was
The suit
crying
was
like
dapper
a
though. I ain't
baby.
gonna lie.
Yeah,
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I like to shed a tear too, Queen. I ain't gonna need a lot to you. I like to shed a little tear myself
I was
because we have
crying
seen,
because I said
yeah,
he not
yeah,
even
we
no
seen how it
thug,
happened.
and they got
Nope.
him down there with the, you know, in the county jail. No telling what somebody could do to him down there and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and his life will never be the same over
Never.
some damn bullies. And like I
Yep.
say, bullies come in all races. You
That's
know,
right.
and
Oh, you breaking up, Queen. You breaking up a little bit. Yeah, and that's the thing too. And I'm not trying to be racist at all, but we got to take this into account too. Keep this in mind, y'all. They didn't go attack. They
this
didn't go
Saturday.
make. Yeah, you had April Sharps. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you had just broke up, Queen. I know you was talking, but we didn't get none of that. You
Oh,
gotta have to
I
say it
was
again, okay?
saying, what are we gonna discuss this Saturday
Oh yeah.
on your
We're gonna.
show?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about mental health. We're gonna definitely be talking about mental health. Um, our people are suffering at an alarming rate due to mental health issues. A lot of mental health problems have caused unalivings of people who wasn't doing nothing other than crying for help. Maybe lost their medication or didn't have their medication at the proper time, and it caused them to have a chemical imbalance. And these people are being unalived at alarming rates. So that's another thing that we had to speak up on. And plus, there's going to be some more things too. But that is going to be
Yeah,
black hatred Black Hatred Part 22. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be
yeah.
definitely going down this Saturday on Come On Brother. Make sure y'all pull up, subscribe immediately to my channel. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. Please continue to show me support and love, and I will keep bringing y'all
Oh yeah.
great content as well as information that's all with love and peace and blessings. You already know it's your boy Big Mouthpiece. Come on, brother.
Come on, brother. Now,
Let's go.
mouthpiece. I want to say this. Now you know, ain't none of us rapped 100.
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't none of us. All of us got something. Ain't nobody rapped 100%.
That's right.
So I'm
You gotta have
looking forward.
a little, yeah, you gotta have a little zaniness, but at the same time, you gotta recognize it too to also, understand yourself because a lot of people have these things and these problems and they don't even know why. They just think there's something irregular about them. Like they got a big
Yeah,
problem, but it's not really just your problem. It's just the way you was brought up. It's the way you live. It's the way you think. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things taken into account with what's going on with mental health. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward. Frank and Carrie Saturday night when we talk about mental health. Um,
That's right.
okay.
There we
Trooper's
go.
car.
There we go. I'm gonna check that out, Frank Meadows Jr. I'm gonna check that out. I'm definitely gonna look into that. I'm gonna look up that young man's mental health. See, that's what I'm gonna do too. I want to discuss the mental health of these kids, all of them, whether it's Austin,
They
whether it's
crazy. They
exactly.
out of
See, there we
control.
go. Look. Hey, Bashars, I
They
already know.
put
Look, y'all heard
something
what he
in
said,
the
y'all.
damn formula. They
Tell them
put
again,
something
Queen.
in the Similac and the Infamil.
Oh,
Shit.
oh shit.
The government did that. Hell.
Uh, uh,
But yeah,
so,
y'all, I'm going to end this show. I thank y'all. This was a nice show. Nice show. I
indeed,
love
indeed.
everybody. I thank y'all for joining me
We love you too, Queen. And we appreciate
to
you, Queen. Welcome
Mouthpiece.
back. Indeed. Blessings on blessings. Salute to Jolly in the building. Salute to the mill. 414, big
Oh,
414 energy. Salute to
Carrie,
Shot Town.
Carrie, Carrie. I saw Mary Lanier at a funeral uh, Saturday. Yeah. All right, y'all. But drop your link. Drop your link, Mouthpiece. I need y'all to
Okay.
come join us
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the
Saturday.
chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Blessings on blessings, Queen.
Yeah. I thank y'all all for joining me for this show. Um, let's not let the aliens, whoever running the world, let's not let them win. Um, let's not let them win. They want to continue to keep us divided. Well, everybody, y'all have a great night. This April showers, I'm out.